Welcome to this comprehensive tutorial on building a 3D quest system in Java. Whether you are a seasoned game developer or an enthusiastic beginner, this video will take you through the step-by-step process of implementing a quest system, including code samples, design considerations, and practical tips. Let's first understand what a quest system is in the context of a game. A quest system allows players to complete objectives, gain rewards, and advance the story. In our 3D game, players will interact with NPCs, accept quests, complete tasks, and receive rewards. To manage our quests effectively, we need to define a few core classes. The first class we'll create is the quest class, which encapsulates the details of each quest. In this quest class, we are defining attributes such as title, description, objectives, and whether the quest is completed or not. We also have a method called completeQuest that updates the quest state. Next, let's create a Quest Manager class that will handle the management of all quests. This class will allow us to add, remove, and check quests. The Quest Manager class allows us to manage a list of quests efficiently. We have methods to add and remove quests as well as obtain a list of active quests that have not been completed. Now that we have our foundational classes, let's create a basic user interface. We will simulate player interaction through a simple console application. In our console application, we are providing a menu for basic interactions. Users can add quests, complete them, and list active quests. Now, let's implement the logic for each menu option. Let's define the logic to add a quest. We can prompt the user for quest title, description, and objectives. With this implementation, we can create a new quest by providing the title, description, and completing the objectives input. Now, let's write the logic for completing a quest. With the completion functionality in place, players can now mark their quests as completed. Lastly, let's implement the functionality to list active quests. In this code block, we check for active quests and display their titles and descriptions to the player. This functionality makes it easier for users to see which quests they can undertake. At this point, our basic quest system is functioning in the console, and players can now engage with quests effectively. Now, let's discuss how to expand our 3D quest system while integrating it with a graphical environment. For this, we can leverage libraries like JavaFX or libGDX, enabling player interactions in a visually rich world. To create a more immersive experience, we can introduce NPCs, non-player characters, that players can interact with to receive quests. Let's outline a simple NPC class. The NPC class includes a name and a list of available quests. This class will allow us to manage interactions and provide quests to our players in a 3D environment. Now let's create a few NPCs and associate some quests with them. In the Game World class, we maintain a list of NPCs and provide functionality to interact with a specific NPC. This is where players will receive quests based on their interactions. Now let's implement the user inputs for interacting with NPCs. This addition to the menu allows users to interact with NPCs in the game world. When players type the name of the NPC, it will display the available quests associated with that character. The last missing piece is to display available quests when interacting with an NPC. This code iterates through the available quests of the NPC and displays them when players interact with the character. Having completed these additions, our 3D quest system is now a rich and engaging environment for players to explore. But remember, we need to introduce graphics to this, and this is where frameworks like libGDX shine. Moving forward, let's explore how to integrate our quest system with libGDX. To start, ensure you have libGDX set up in your IDE. This will allow you to render graphics and handle player input effectively. Once libGDX is set up, you'll need a game class to manage states, including rendering the game world, updating quests, and handling player input. Here's an outline of the game class. In the Create method, you can set up your sprite batch and initialize the game world with NPCs and quests. Inside the Render method, you handle the logic for clearing the screen and rendering the current game state. Let's move to handling player input using the Input processor. This input adapter lets you define actions based on key presses. Here, for instance, pressing the space key could trigger an interaction with an NPC or complete a quest. You can build upon this to create more complex interactions. To visualize quests, You would use a GUI component like a dialogue or a menu rendered on the screen when the player interacts with an NPC. Here's how you can show quest details in a dialog box. This method gives immediate feedback to players about the quest details in the game interface. You can extend this further by adding graphics and icons to represent different quests visually. Before we wrap this tutorial, let's summarize what we've achieved. We've built a basic quest system in Java, allowing players to create, manage, and complete quests. We expanded on this by introducing NPCs for interactions within a 3D world using frameworks like libgdx. Thanks for watching. If you found this tutorial useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more programming content. Feel free to ask questions or share your thoughts in the comments below. Happy coding!